Just a FYI, I don't hear you on the stream or me. Nope.
Yeah, I just tuned in and I don't hear you at all.
Oh, I hear myself now.
We should be good here. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me now on the stream.
I hear both of us, but not you.
Really? Even still? Because
Yeah.
I see my...
Yeah, I mean, your thing was going off, like lighting up, but
What? I see my voice going off now, whereas I didn't before.
Are you muted in your stream platform?
No.
wait, you should be good now.
You can hear me now?
I think so. You're gonna have to give it a minute though.
Yeah, until the delay catches up. I was gonna say, because I'm not muted
Yeah,
and
I think you're good now.
Okay. Well, sorry about that. Little technical difficulties, I guess, even compounded on the internet stuff. But regardless, I guess long story short, what I was saying while muted, because, well, presumably because of the Hollywood strikes, there just hasn't been that many news and rumors to talk about over the last couple weeks. That's partially why we waited 3 weeks before having this podcast, but nonetheless, we're going to talk about the stuff that has come out. And starting with that, we are going to talk about some Star Wars related things. And the first of those is that apparently we now have some sort of an indication as to the release window for the Acolyte show. Pretty much all we knew before now was that it was coming some point next year, but now we have a little bit more of a precise window as to when it might be coming out, and that is Q2 of next year. So some point between like early April to late June is when that is supposedly premiering. As of now, that is, because, you know, obviously with all the strikes and whatnot going on, who knows what's gonna happen. You know, it might get delayed, might get canceled. No, I'm just kidding, it's not gonna get canceled, but yeah, but we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it seems as though they're targeting a like a spring, early summer release next year for that show, which should be pretty good. I mean, everything we've heard about the show so far, I'm all on board with, so we'll see how that goes. But with that being said, we'll move on to the next one. And still relating to the Acolyte is that there is now a new rumor doing the rounds, is that Keanu Reeves actually shot a secret cameo appearance for the Acolyte. Now, some of you might not know, but Keanu Reeves has been fan casted for a long time now to play. Yeah, pretty much, to play Darth Revan. If they ever did, you know, a live action adaptation of him in the Old Republic and whatnot. So I'm not gonna go as far as to say that he's playing Darth Revan in the show. Even like as a cameo, you know, I think it's probably more so just like a fun little cameo that's like, you know, a one-off appearance. Like, he's probably not gonna be seen again. But that being said, I would definitely be all for if he was playing, you know, a significant character, or, you know, whether it's Darth Revan or a different character, or, you know, any character that has some type of significance to the plot, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I think that might be a little bit wishful thinking, but, you know, never say never, I guess. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that is, long story short, the rumor is that he's shot a secret cameo for at least the first season of the show. But yeah, there's that. And then following that up, we now finally have some movement on the Lando spin-off series for Disney Plus. For those of you that don't know, they literally confirmed it was happening like 5 years ago, and we have not heard anything about it since then in classic traditional Lucasfilm fashion. And pretty much everyone, myself included, thought it was canceled, but now it is confirmed that
Pretty sure Donald Glover thought it was canceled.
yeah. Oh, pretty much everyone did, even the showrunner, which we're gonna get into something crazy about that too in a minute here. But yeah, basically the news is that Donald Glover, who's obviously also going to be starring in the show as a young Lando, he and his brother are going to be doing a script rewrite of the show, which obviously it's probably that won't happen until after the strikes are over, obviously. But yeah, I guess they're going to be doing a script rewrite, and we'll see how all that goes, whether it actually ends up ever being made or not. But interestingly enough, literally like 3 days before this news came out, the showrunner for this series, he did like a AMA on like Instagram or whatever, and someone asked him, they're like, yo, is the Lando show like still happening or what? And he's like, honestly, I have no clue. Like, no one has told me anything since they first announced it. And then 3 days later, we get this news, and apparently that's how he found out he was fired from the show, is through social media. Like, they
Nice.
did, according to him, they literally just didn't even bother to tell him that they were, getting Donald Glover and his brother to do a script rewrite, and that they were going to be bringing in another showrunner, which we don't know who the new showrunner will be yet. But yeah, he did not know at all until he saw a post on social media, and then he contacted them, and he's like, yo, what's happening? Is this true? And they're like, oh yeah, it is. I'm obviously paraphrasing there. I don't know what they told him, but yeah, kind of crazy. And makes me a little concerned still about the structure of Lucasfilm and what they got going on over there, but it is what it is. We can only just go with what we got, I guess, over there. But yeah, that is some of the latest news on Lando. And then following that up, I think we've talked recently about rumors that John Boyega might be actually interested in returning to Star Wars now, despite, previously saying that would never happen. But yeah, now we actually have pretty much all but confirmation from him specifically that he would be open to returning to Star Wars. Trying to find the exact quote here, what he said. He didn't say like specifically like, oh yeah, like I want to go back to Star Wars, but let's see. So yeah, these are some of his previous comments, like him basically saying like, nah, I'm good. Like I don't ever want to go back to that Dogwater franchise. His words, not mine.
And also mine.
And then he said recently, those comments were a few years ago, so they were the subject of that particular project. But I'm open to all characters and scripts that are, keyword, enjoyable, have a great cast attached, and a terrific director. So yeah, I'm open to all opportunities. So obviously a much softer stance on returning to Star Wars, but obviously, he did throw that caveat in there that, hey, I mean, it's the script's got to be good, like the cast has got to be good, director's got to be good. So, which is what I've been saying all along, that I think the only way he's coming back is if, they actually give him a good script and he reads ahead of time. He's like, all right, we'll give it a shot. But honestly, only time will tell whether that actually pans out or not. But nonetheless, I thought that was interesting that he, basically confirmed the rumors that he might be open to returning now. But with that being said, just a couple more, actually just one more thing. Star Wars related, and that is we got a new trailer for Ahsoka, which comes out in a couple weeks. Very excited for it. Also, quick disclaimer about this trailer and any of the other trailers we talk about moving forward. So, not our last podcast, but the one before that, the VOD got taken down because we showed some trailers, I guess, on the stream. And, you know, if you're confused about that, as am I, because literally everyone does trailer reactions and whatnot on YouTube, and their videos are just fine, doesn't get taken down at all. But, you know, because I don't want any future videos to get taken down from here on out, we're probably not going to be showing any trailers on stream anymore, unfortunately, unless it's like, you know, something crazy that we've been looking forward to forever, trailer drops, and I just don't care if it gets taken down or not. But yeah, it's unfortunate, but there's really nothing I can do. It's YouTube, so. But with that being said, what did you guys think of the trailer?
For Ahsoka, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make me any less excited for it, that's for sure. I'm definitely excited for the show, and it's something I don't know a whole bunch about, so I'm kind of going into it blind, other than what like you've told me about like the series and what I know from, you know, just watching some videos here and there.
Right.
But it looks like there should be a lot of action, should be a lot of intrigue, and hopefully some twists and some turns. But you know, if this sucks, we still got Loki 2 to look up to.
Sheesh. No, it's, well, you guys have known my thoughts about this show for a while now, but I truly think that it's going to be the best Star Wars show that's come out so far.
Better than Andor?
Yeah.
Like as a show or like as a Star Wars?
Even
As a
better
Star
than
Wars
the
show, as a Star
high-speed,
Wars show.
Okay, gotcha.
Even better than the high-speed Leia chase.
That one gave me pause. I'm not gonna lie. I had to really think about that one, but maybe slightly better than that chase matchup. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, I just don't think Dave Filoni is gonna disappoint us. I would be shocked if he did, but yeah, just
Shock.
sheesh. Yeah, looking forward to it. Like I said, just got a couple more weeks to wait before it comes out, and it's a 2-episode premiere. I don't know if you guys knew that, but should be pretty sick.
They tried to get us in with that 2-episode premiere, but we know. We know we still gotta wait a week.
Sheesh. Yeah, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. But yeah, I thought the trailer was cool. I mean, it didn't, like you said, it didn't really reveal anything new that we didn't already know. You know, it kind of just like showed some extended like action sequences and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like I said, looking forward to it. So we shall see how it goes. But with that being said, that is going to pretty much wrap up the Star Wars stuff. And we will now transition over to some movie related things. But before we get into that stuff, we got to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on with the strikes. So the last podcast, I'm pretty sure we talked about the very high chance that the SAG-AFTRA was also going to go on strike alongside the WGA, you know, the actors. And yeah, that has obviously now officially happened. And it's been going on ever since pretty much that last podcast. I think it started like a couple days after. And yeah, you know, there's been some crazy things coming out about that. But before we get into that, obviously, you know, because pretty much every actor is, you know, on strike and whatnot. Any production, movie, TV show, whatever that was in the midst of filming obviously had to pause production, and they cannot continue until the strikes are over. That's a little bit unfortunate, you know, because I think movies like Deadpool 3, I think they only had like a couple weeks left of filming, and they were pretty much going to be done. Obviously not like including like reshoots and anything like that. But yeah, that pretty much means that, you know, if the strikes continue, I'd say for probably like another month or two, like we'll start seeing some delays for movies and shows and whatnot. So hopefully it gets resolved sooner than later. But you know, with these things, it's impossible to know. You never really anything can happen. But the report was that the studios had actually refused to go back to the negotiating table with both unions. They basically said like, you either accept our terms or, you know, don't come back to us type thing.
Bro, they need to come off it.
But recently, and when I say recently, I mean quite literally today, there was this report that said reps for studios and streamers have reportedly expressed a desire to return to negotiations with SAG-AFTRA in a meeting on Friday. And then obviously this is after they refuse to return to negotiations like a week or so ago, but that was like over the last couple of weeks. But curiously enough, it doesn't mention the WGA though. So like, I don't know if they're included in that. Like they're also trying to, you know, re-enter negotiations with both SAG-AFTRA and WGA, or if it's just SAG-AFTRA for now and they're just, you know, telling the writers to go screw themselves still. I don't know, but nonetheless, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess looking at the bright side, it is a good thing that they're at least, you know, open to re-entering negotiations with one of the unions, right? Because, you know, if they get a deal with, you know, SAG-AFTRA worked out soon, then, you know, the actors can go back to filming and promoting stuff, and then, you know, they'll probably focus on the WGA stuff whenever. But yeah, honestly, we're kind of just in a wait and see scenario right now, because like I said, no one really knows what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen. So yeah, that's really all I can say. All we can do is hope that, you know, they're able to work out a deal sooner rather than later, because if not, I mean, stuff is going to get delayed probably, you know, quite considerably, because, well, we're already seeing delays, which we'll be getting into as well here soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, if this goes on for like another month, 2 months, 3 months or more, it's gonna be a long time before we start seeing stuff. But we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. But I already mentioned about Deadpool stopping filming and likely having to be delayed if it goes on for another month or so. But even movies that are already done filming, right, and like pretty much just done altogether, like Dune Part 2 and like the Marvels, both coming out in I think like early November, right? The rumor is that the studios are considering even delaying those movies if the strikes are still happening, like leading up to those releases, because they obviously want their actors available to promote said movies beforehand. So if they're all still on strike, that's obviously not going to be able to happen. And yeah, we might even see delays for films that are pretty much already done, which is you know, even more unfortunate. But we'll
Only
see.
these billion-dollar companies could pay the people that make their products more.
Right, dude.
And that's not just movies.
Oh yeah, there's some examples we're about to go over that we're not gonna get. I mean, trust me, if we wanted to, we could do a whole podcast dedicated to just the ridiculous like treatment that like actors and writers have gone through. Like people that have like started to come out and say stuff like ever since the strikes have happened. But there's just a few that I wanted to go over because they were just like pretty crazy when I saw them. Let me see. Studios. Okay, yeah, so that's the next one. All right, so the last thing that we'll talk about before we, get into the actual movie stuff is this is definitely an interesting decision on Netflix's part, and also Disney, because we're gonna get into that here in a second as well. But according to this report here, it says that Netflix has listed an AI product manager role for $900,000 a year salary. And then it says 87% of actors earn under $26,000 annually. So, so for those of you that don't know, AI is like the big kind of like divisive point, right, between like the studios and the unions. Like the studios are wanting like, the ability to be able to use AI, like both in terms of like recreating an actor's likeness, and also just flat out like coming up with entire scripts using just AI. And obviously, the unions are not going to go for that because it's just ridiculous. But yeah, so that's like one of the biggest things that's preventing them from striking a deal, at least so far. And then Netflix to just turn around and be like, all right, well, we're just going to hire an AI product manager off the back of that news for $900K a year, which would literally be enough money to pay like 35 actors like for a year or something like that. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean, you take the information as you will, but it's definitely a wild PR strategy to, in the least, but and then with that being said, literally I think like a day or two after that, Disney also started listing like AI job positions, and apparently in the description for the AI positions they put down they're looking for people with ambition to push the limits of what AI tools can create and understand the difference between the voice of data and the voice of a designer, writer, or artist. So, I mean, if you read between the lines here, it's really sounding like they're trying their best to find a way to use AI so that they don't have to use, writers or, any other type of artist anymore or whatever. And then at the bottom here, it says their base salary for each of those positions is $180K a year. So, seems like they're definitely just spitting on the graves of the unions here, which is wild because, like I said, they could literally use all this money that they're trying to give these AI job positions and just go, towards giving the actual actors and writers what they wanted. It would be the same. like they literally put that. They're already willing to spend the money. They're just putting it towards AI and not, the actual like creatives behind said projects. But it is what it is, because sooner or later they're going to realize that that's just not feasible as of right now, because I've seen a lot of stuff that people have created using AI and most of it is not great. And even the stuff that is decent or looks cool, obviously, like AI, it can only like pull from stuff that already exists, right? Whether it's like concepts, ideas, or content, like whatever. Like it's not, at least as of right now, it's not at a point where it can like, come up with stuff on its own, right? Without, having someone like telling it what to do. So that lack of creativity, there's just no way that they're going to be able to get by using just AI, at least in the foreseeable future. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a wild scenario, but maybe they'll get something worked out sooner than later. But until then, we wait. But if you guys don't have anything else to add to that,
just shoot
thoughts, we will we will move on. But yeah, I definitely wanted to give people for those of you that don't know, kind of an overview of what's been going on. But yeah, just like some of the stuff has been crazy. Like I don't know if you guys saw like one guy, I don't know, because I didn't care to like look up what show he was a part of, but one guy posted on Twitter, I think it was like a screenshot of one of the residual payments that he got from Disney, and it was like 10 cents. Like he got a payment of like 10 cents for residual for like some show that he worked on.
Was it the Phil of the Future dude? No.
I don't know. Like I said, I just saw that screenshot of him.
I recognize the dude that they show, but I can't think of his name.
But yeah, I don't know either. Like I said, I just remember seeing the screenshot. Yeah, it was like that, and like apparently the head writer for season 1 of What If, the animated Marvel show or whatever, apparently she said that they like Disney only paid her half of what she was supposed to get because they had hired her to do like a bunch of rewrites, and they had already paid the previous writers like the full fee, and they just didn't want to pay her the full fee again because they already paid the other writers, even though, you know, they literally needed her to rewrite pretty much everything. And they just only paid her half, and we're like, yep, that's it, that's all you get. And you know, because there's Disney, like of course they're gonna get away with it. Like who's gonna stop them? Exactly. So it's just wild all around, and you know, hopefully they actually start, you know, paying these people what they should be paid. But we shall see. And with that being said, we will move on to a couple other movie related things, you know, non-strike related. And if you want to take over, Ben, go for it.
Okay. So first on the list here we have there have been a few big movies that have released this month, such as Mission Impossible, Barbie, and Oppenheimer. Which of those films have you guys seen? Because I can tell you right now, I haven't seen any of them.
My God, you haven't seen any of them?
So the new movies that came out last month, technically. So you have Mission Impossible, Barbie, and Oppenheimer.
Gotcha. I've seen Barbie and Oppenheimer.
You saw Barbie, dude? I mean, no, I'm not throwing shade on it, but that's crazy.
No, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no, we can definitely talk about that. But yeah, no, it was I don't know, it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't.
Right.
For sure. Like it was what I expected, but I didn't expect to like Ryan Gosling as much as I did.
Yeah, pretty much that's like the only one I haven't seen so far, but pretty much everyone I've talked to said that they all at the very least thought it was a decent movie. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's fucking movie of the year,
right.
Oscar really, but I enjoyed, like, I had a good time watching it.
Yeah, I definitely still gotta check that out. The problem was I literally
didn't go and see it. But...
Right. The problem was I literally procrastinated on watching like every movie until literally this past week. So I had to watch. I watched 3 movies, and I just didn't get the time to see Barbie yet. But yeah, what did you think of Oppenheimer?
Oh, I thought it was awesome. It was a classic Chris Nolan.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like there's
film, yeah, and him, Hans Zimmer, and this guy who did the score. They need to keep all working together.
Yeah.
Because without the score, the movies aren't as good, and without the visuals, the movies aren't as good.
Yeah.
So, but both of them, you know, you can tell that he lets the the musician influenced the movie, and like the tones and the emotions. But yeah, no, I thought maybe like the first 30 minutes was a little slow, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fucking biopic.
Yeah.
About it was one of the most interesting ones that I've seen.
Oh, for
But,
sure. Yeah.
The first 30 minutes were a little slow, but I mean, they had to do so much setup in
Yeah.
that first 30 minutes, and it all pays off. Like all the setup pays off in the last hour.
Yeah.
But I got to that, the test scene, and I looked down. I'm like, oh no, there's a fucking hour left in this movie. What the fuck are they gonna do? And they really shut my mouth. Like, that whole like last hour of that movie, where I'm not gonna spoil anything,
Right.
but they did a really good job at tying everything together and making a cohesive story rather than telling what happened.
Yeah. Yeah, basically I've been telling people, like, if you don't know much about Oppenheimer, like aside from the fact that he, was the creator or one of the creators of the atomic bomb, like I would definitely recommend seeing it, because there are some wild developments that happen that I, just have absolutely no idea about going in. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's Christopher Nolan. Like even like something that might not seem like that interesting, like from the outside looking in, I mean, he's gonna find a way to make it interesting to watch. So it's just a good film
Waiting for
all around.
The real life Avengers movie. We got Oppenheimer, Edison. Maybe we'll get what's the dude, Richard Nobel. Make a whole Avengers movie of just iconic
all in there.
people from history.
That'd be great. But no, so that's what was the other ones I've seen? Have you seen Mission Impossible?
No, and that's one I do want to see in theater, because I saw Oppenheimer in theater, and this one I feel like I have to see in theater, but I don't have time. So
no, trust me, I understand.
On a reputable source, I'll pay for it.
Sheesh. But yeah, Mission Impossible was really good. Now, to be fair, before I say this, quick disclaimer, like I don't really remember too much of like the first couple Mission Impossible movies, but of the last couple movies that I do remember, I think this one was my favorite of like the last couple Mission Impossible movies.
I don't think I've disliked the Mission Impossible.
No, yeah,
movie.
they were all good, but like this one is it's pretty crazy to say the least.
Yeah, but does it have Henry Cavill cocking his arms? Is the real question. If not,
no.
9 out of 10. No, it can't be 10 out of 10. You gotta take a point away.
No, but there may or may not be something else similar that happens.
Nah, nothing similar. It's either that or it's not, dude.
Sheesh. Yeah, we'll revisit some of these movies in future podcasts once we've all got caught up. But the last one I want to talk about, though, which is a movie I'm sure like you both, and honestly probably most of anyone that watches this had no idea was even a thing, is a movie called Talk to Me. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, I know what that is.
Yeah, it's actually no. I think we did talk about it on the podcast a couple weeks ago. Yeah, the trailer. Yeah. That, no joke, easily the best horror film that's come out so far this year, and honestly, I don't see any other film topping it. You got like Evil Dead, you got Megan, you got the new Insidious movie, you got what was that one that came out in early June that I saw? It was okay. The Boogie. Yeah, that one.
The Baba Yaga.
Yeah, the Baba Yaga, but yeah, it's easily the best horror film that's come out this year. And like I said, maybe there will be a hidden gem that I don't know about that comes out at some point this year that might be on par or top it. But of all the movies that are still to release that I do know about, I can't see any of them topping it, for the title of best horror film of the year. It's just really good. Like it's fresh. Like it introduces a lot of like very unique concepts to the horror genre, The cinematography was great. They had a lot of really cool like practical effects and whatever you call it, like the makeup for like certain well, without spoiling it, I guess. But yeah, it's just really good start to finish, I think. But I just wanted to bring that up as well because I was pleasantly surprised watching that because I went in, I was like, okay, I'm obviously interested because the trailer looked cool, and anytime there's like a new filmmaker that's having like their like debut like Hollywood film or whatever, I always usually try to check them out. But yeah, not surprised. It's really good.
Well, maybe I'll check him out.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Well, speaking of trailers and stuff like that, the biggest new movie trailers I have released over the past few weeks included Dune Part 2 and Wonka. Have you guys seen any of those?
I have.
Yes.
What do you think of them?
I mean, we could talk about fucking Dune all day. We already know the answer to that one. But
Zendaya is in that one, right?
yes, good job. But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. But everybody knew that already. The one that I forgot they were even fucking making was the Wonka. And I mean, I liked Paddington. That's who did Paddington, was these
Right.
and I like Timothy Chalamet. I don't know if we needed another Willy Wonka movie.
It's an
If
origin.
we did,
Willy Wonka.
I don't know. Why wouldn't we just get the dude from The Bear? He literally looks like Gene Wilder.
That's true, actually.
But
I remember seeing the photo of that online.
But like, I mean, there's parts of it that I was like, oh, that doesn't look too bad. Let's hope this movie's not butt. There's some scenes that look like it could be a good movie. Might be a little patronizing, but we'll see when it comes out. That's all I really gotta say about it. I'm wary, but I'll probably watch it. Maybe not in theaters.
Right. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a movie we really won't know how good it's gonna be until it comes out. But it could honestly go either way, at least just based off the trailer. But yeah, I'm pretty much with you on both things. I mean, the Wonka, I also forgot about it. I also don't really see the necessity of making another film, but I mean, maybe it'll introduce some new concepts, some new things that will tie in with other movies and make it worth it. I don't know, but
speaking on movie trailers, do you remember the Creator trailer?
yes, yeah.
One of the explosions.
Go ahead, say it. I don't want you to say.
Okay, is this a topic, or can I just say it now?
No, you can say it.
Okay, it's fucking wild. Well, one of the explosions that they comped into one of the sequences was footage from the Beirut explosion.
Yeah.
Which is insane because people fucking died.
Yeah.
In that footage. Like, obviously you don't see that shit, but like from the explosion that you're watching, people died. And it's like, it's one thing to use it as source, like to use it as source material, like instead of like actually fucking using the footage and just comping some buildings over it.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, morally, that's kind of.
Yeah, I don't. When I saw that too, I was like, I don't know how they're able to get away with that. To be honest with you, but I mean, I don't know.
Honestly, I hope they take it out. Like,
yeah, they don't. I mean, I feel like they don't even really need it because like the rest of the rest of like the
Everything else looks
trailers, yeah, it
fine.
looks good. Like it looks like an interesting
I
movie.
feel
Like,
I feel like one of the VFX artists got away with it, and like
it's just
nobody said nothing, and now the corridor crew can see it, and they're just like, "Hey, wait a minute."
imagine they're like watching. He just like the person that made it just like doesn't bring it up at all until the movie's done, and then people they release the trailer, and everyone's like, "Wait a second! Like,
What the
did
fuck?
you use
That
the
is an
footage from that?
that's real. Like like obviously it's not to this level, but like
Right.
imagine in a movie not about 9/11, about something entirely different, another building and another fucking star system is falling down, and you
Right.
use 9/11 footage. That's insane.
Right.
It's like I said, it's one thing to use it as reference and like source material.
Right.
It's a whole nother fucking thing when you're just like, let's just use the actual footage
Yeah.
in something that's not a documentary,
Exactly.
something that's not about it at all.
Yeah, in a work of fiction, yeah. It's definitely a slippery slope. I mean, I don't know like if they're gonna take it out, like I don't know if, you
Why
know.
would they, dude? They're
they've
not gonna
been-
do anything.
I don't know if they've been feeling the
Dude. They'll pay some
backlash.
guy
or
$900,000
True.
to not pay other people.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I did see that. I thought it was equally as crazy as you did, but I I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see once the movie comes out if it's still in there. But
I suppose, dude. I suppose.
yeah, no, like aside from that though, like I said, I mean the trailer looks cool. Like I'm looking forward to seeing it, but we'll see how we'll see how it goes.
That we will.
What else you got, man?
Well, that's all the movie trailer ish stuff that I got.
Mhm.
Then I've got a slew of TV news here. The first of which is the first official trailer for the Boys spinoff show Gen V is finally released online, and it is set to premiere September 29th, which I did watch that trailer, and that trailer looks dope.
True.
For which one? Sorry?
Gen V.
It's that
Oh,
the boys
yeah,
spinoff, yeah, where they're in like college or whatever, training to become superheroes.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
quote unquote superheroes.
Yeah.
You know how it
It
goes.
makes me
but
mad though that we don't have more Chronicle movies, but you know, I'll take more of the boys.
True. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean it. Like I said, I didn't really know what to expect because they didn't really, you know, give too much information about the show before this trailer came out. But I mean, yeah, like the trailer looks wild. Like I have absolutely no idea what's gonna happen, but I mean, it looks every bit as, you know, comedic and violent and brutal as, you know, the main boys show does. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Has some potential.
And then let's see. The Walking Dead Dead City has officially been renewed for a season 2. After the first season just recently ended, which I didn't even know the first season was out. The Daryl Dixon spin-off show has also got a new trailer and a premiere date of September 10th. Sick.
Yeah, I have not watched Dead City yet either. I was just gonna wait until
it's
it was
out.
all,
I'm gonna
yeah.
binge watch it.
Yeah, because I knew it was only 6 episodes, so I was just gonna wait until it was done, and it just recently wrapped up. So at some point I'll get around to watching it. But yeah, which it's crazy too though, because did they not say it was gonna be a limited series? I thought for sure they said it was gonna be a limited series. That's why I thought that was like the reason it was only 6 episodes. And I was like, okay, and then I saw this news where it's like. Yeah, they actually just confirmed a season 2. I was like, huh, that's not a limited series, but I don't know for sure if that's how they said it was gonna be, but there you have it.
So then we move on to a new teaser trailer for season 2 of Invincible has been released alongside an Adam Eve special episode that is also
Actually, watch
available to watch now.
that.
The new season will drop the first 4 episodes on November 3rd, while the other 4 episodes will be released sometime later in early 2024. Where can you watch Invincible? Not
Hashtag
Amazon
ad.
not an ad, but where can you watch it?
Yeah, it's Prime
Amazon
Prime
Prime.
Video. Yeah.
Or Prime Video.
Oh, Prime. Okay.
Yeah, would definitely recommend if you have not seen it. But
See, that's what my brother has told me too.
yeah, you gotta see it. You definitely gotta see it.
Yeah.
Mainly so that we can talk about the second season when it comes out. But yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but I was shocked at their change to the release format. Going like, half and half, like half the season in November and the other half early next year. But I feel like I would have much rather them just keep the weekly format, because then it'd be done by the end of the year. But it is what it is. But yeah, like you were saying, Evan, I also watched that Adam Eve special, and pretty crazy. Actually, like the fight scenes are pretty sick. Like she was going crazy. Which is funny because I saw some people pointing out on Twitter, they're like, yo, why are her like fight scenes like cooler when she was younger in this special than like in season 1?
Because they didn't have the fucking money for it.
Yeah. Yeah, which only gets me like, even more hyped for season 2. Yeah, exactly.
Or the show. Fuck, dude.
Sheesh. You got it. Eventually. But yeah, no, like, if the fights in season 2 are like that, it's gonna be so good, man. Like the season is gonna be so good. I saw too that apparently they already completed the voiceover, the voice lines for season 3 as well already. Like they just had to finish up the animation. That's it, and they're done with season 3 as well. So pretty crazy, but I'm all for it because we had to wait 3-4 years between seasons 1 and 2, if I remember correctly.
I don't even know anymore, dude.
Yeah, it's been a while. To set the face.
Dude.
Been a while, but yeah, thankfully it'll be here within a few months.
And now we move on to Marvel news. We have, now that Secret Invasion has ended, what y'all think of it?
Oh man, I don't want to do this.
Jeez.
I'll do mine first. I will make it short and sweet. The beginning was good. I liked like the first 3 episodes where there was genuine intrigue.
Yeah.
On what was gonna happen, how they were gonna do this. But by the end of the fucking finale, I was like, nothing changed. This is an inconsequential show, and Gaia's got all the superpowers, so they're gonna have to kill her or fucking put it in a MacGuffin, because that just can't be allowed. So I honestly don't know. What was the character arc for fucking Fury? He brought his wife home.
He learned. He learned the tragedy of loss. I guess, I don't know.
Which sucks though, because there were so many good written scenes.
No, yeah, there were the first couple episodes, yeah.
And then it's like they let the AI take over.
Honestly, like that might be true.
And I really liked Gravik. Like,
yeah.
I like that actor now because of that role. And then they're just like, hey, why don't we just, I don't know, gave him all the powers, but we killed him anyways.
Yeah.
By somebody else who got all the powers, who apparently knows how to use them better.
Yeah.
Even though fucking graphics been using them.
Right.
Oh my god. I don't know. There were just so many question marks at the end because like you could tell you knew that like all the twists were fucking predetermined. Like
Yeah.
you knew exactly what was happening in that last
Yeah.
episode, and it just left with a shitty taste in my mouth, man. It's like the first half of the sub they gave me was a nice like spicy Italian sub with like nice meats and a good vinaigrette on it and some banana peppers, and then the second half of the sandwich was just fucking actual dog shit. Like they took dog shit out of the yard and put it in the other part of that sandwich, and we're like, "Hey, here's Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Here's the ending."
I'm gonna ride the coattails of that and just go on a limb and say, why doesn't Disney just release? If this is only a 6-episode series, why don't you condense it down to shit that actually matters of the 6 episodes?
This should have been
and put it as an hour special. Put it as an hour and a half special presentation and left it at that.
Yeah, they definitely either needed to be condensed, like you said, into like a movie or special, or just extended to have more episodes. Either way.
The only reason I wouldn't like it to be condensed, like it would have been better if it was condensed 100%, like if this was the story they went with.
Right.
But it's Secret Invasion. Like this is supposed to be the linchpin of huge things to come, and they're just like, there's scrolls. President didn't learn a lesson, even though he knows Skrull saved his fucking life. So all aliens, not just Skrulls, by the way. This is like it's like how they're trying to get to New World Order is like ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like I seen a lot of people complaining too about how it was like nothing like the comics, and like I already knew that like
I don't give a shit
way
about
in
that.
advance, right? So like I wasn't. Like, you know, I wasn't as bothered by that because, you know, they were obviously...
I want that story to read the fucking comic.
Yeah. But I feel like...
it should have that same gravity.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it should...
The
like,
stakes,
it should mean something.
Yeah, the stakes were... I mean, I guess if
like,
you...
We're talking about World War III they're trying to start, and I didn't feel that at all.
No, I didn't either. It felt... like on a much smaller scale than what they were trying to advertise it as. Which is crazy too, because I just read not too long ago that they had the biggest budget like for that show in comparison to like every other Marvel show.
Fucking Sam.
Probably. Honestly, that's probably true. But yeah, I'm pretty much the same as you. Like I feel like, you know, the stakes weren't as high as they could have been. Like there wasn't as many consequences as there should have been. And I wonder if like after the first couple episodes they started to just revert back to like the traditional Marvel formula in a sense, because like I feel like they just kind of abandoned like a lot of the...
something changed halfway through that show.
They just kind of like abandoned a lot of, you know, what it seemed like they were trying to go for in the first couple episodes, kind of like that like spy thriller like type thing, like, oh, like who do you trust, like, you know, where this is going to be like this the main theme throughout the show, and then it just kind of devolved into like a Super Skrull Smackdown.
And all the Skrulls
ring thing,
like Skrull when we were being revealed who was Skrulls that we thought weren't, that should be like it's literally a MacGuffin and a fucking excuse to do it. And they just, this guy's a Skrull for a little bit. We don't know how long. And then this other guy also Skrull. Don't know how long. Not gonna explain it at all. Yeah. So no, they were Skrulls, and nothing happened.
Skrulls. And that's it. Yep. That's over. Yeah.
It sucks because I want so bad for the MCU to just be good.
Yeah.
And I think the only project that I've actually liked recently was Guardians.
True.
Recently.
Like this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring back Josh Whedon and
But-
Russo brothers.
But Loki season 2 looking real good.
True, yeah.
Yeah, it does. And might as well get into it because that's next on the list.
Yeah, let's go, dude. Let's get this fucking. If y'all have the same
Sheesh.
sentiments, let's get Secret Invasion. Let's never talk about it again. Get it out of our minds.
It happened. There we go. The Loki season 2 trailer looked dope.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't know what's his face was gonna be in it.
Is
The
that
dude
the
from
dude?
Everyone,
Yes.
Everything, Everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I saw him and an immediate smile was on my face. I'm like, yes, that's awesome. Like,
Dude, I could
I'm
already tell
all
his.
for this.
I could already tell his character is gonna be so good in the, in the
Yeah.
show too.
You've seen this before? Yes. You know what it is? Yeah. Can you stop
Can
it?
you stop
No.
He's like, that can't happen in the TVA. He's like, well, it's happening.
It
Can you
just
not
did.
see it?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, that's true.
You know, I'm
Yeah, dude,
excited
so good.
as fuck for that show, man. It's like, I feel like it's what I've been waiting for since I saw the first season of Loki. Like, I've been waiting for that tier of just good MCU since then.
Yeah,
And, like, the only thing that's come too close to it or went to it was Guardians.
yeah, for sure.
Not that I didn't like some of the shows, but, like, nothing. Like, week to week with Loki season 1, you know how many discussions we were having
True.
about, like,
Yeah.
oh, what might be happening? Like, what is all of this? And, like, it's so cool to see Loki, like, be a different, like, it is good.
Yeah.
And we weren't talking about, like, man, I really wish the CGI looked better or, like, the story wasn't poop. It was all good.
Yeah, I feel like I had those same thoughts for WandaVision as well up until the end. Which I mean, the ending
for
was
sure.
the ending was
WandaVision
okay,
was-
but it just
Yeah.
it just could have been better. It's basically
Yeah,
what I was
definitely
getting
like the
at. But
second best show that
yeah,
they've done. Trying to think of the other ones, but yeah, no, for sure this is
like
the second best show.
I feel like even though WandaVision didn't stick the landing, I feel like that and Loki are like what they should strive for in terms of
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
the style and like the theme of like the shows moving forward, because we
Something
don't
that
need
means
we don't need like these constant like blockbuster endgame type action sequences
We
in the
don't.
shows, because that's what the movies are for. It's like,
Exactly.
we already
like,
get-
wait for when you have the money to do that and it makes sense.
yeah, like I think they should just more so focus on like the stories, like you said, and like creating a good engaging story from start to finish. Like that should be the focus for the shows, in my opinion. But
I think top 5 of all the shows, because what, 1, 2, 3, 8 shows that they did in Phase 4, and we're not counting Secret Invasion, because that's technically Phase 5.
yeah.
But 1, obviously Loki. 2, probably WandaVision. 3 and 4, I think 3 would be Moon Knight, and 4 would be Falcon, and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And then honestly, like, I don't know if I put Hawkeye above What If,
True.
because like I liked Hawkeye. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't
They're
bad.
solid. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the worst of the good ones, I
Yeah.
guess I should say.
Yeah.
Because then after that, I mean, we got Miss Marvel, which wasn't terrible, but
Right.
you know, the only thing I'm really excited about that is hearing the fucking mutants for the first time ever.
Exactly. Yeah.
She-Hulk could have been so much different and better for the
Yeah.
fact that it got 9 episodes. Bro, that got 9 episodes and Loki got 6, dude.
I know.
That's insane. But yeah, no, I mean, all I can say is that Loki season 2 looks good. I'm excited for who they brought back and who they're adding to the
Yeah.
cast, and definitely just I'm ready for it, dude. I'm ready for that week to week talk.
Oh, for
Loki.
sure. Yeah. You already know it's gonna be good. It is going to be good. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna knock on wood here, but I mean, Loki is obviously the MCU project I'm most looking forward to, right? Like from now to the end of the year. But based off what I've heard about the Marvels and Echo, like the other two MCU projects, like I'm cautiously optimistic about both of those as well.
Bro, I've been cautiously optimistic, I feel like, for like 3 years.
For 3 years, yeah. Now, I will say I do have one question to ask you guys as well before we move on. So I did see that both the lowest rated MCU movie and the lowest rated MCU TV show have both released this year. The movie being Quantumania and the show obviously being Secret Invasion. So like, do you think the MCU is going down or what?
I just think the pandemic fucked
True. Yeah.
everything up, and I feel like they had a different not end goal, but different path to an end goal. And I feel like they had to like call an audible so many times that they're just now trying to like fucking fix things. But
Right.
like, some of this shit is just decisions at the top and thinking they know what people want and being completely dead fucking wrong. It's like when Morbius re-released because they thought everybody liked the movie. And it's like, no, we were memeing you, dude. That shit sucks. It's kind of like that, but with some of these shows, and I feel like they're doing too much.
Yeah.
They're doing too much. They're muddying the waters with shows that kind of nobody's asking for.
Right, that don't really need to be made.
Yeah, like, and at least not yet.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need She-Hulk yet, if at all. The only real reason we got that is to explain about Bruce Banner's blood and how there can be, where's Abomination at? And like, that's essentially like why we got She-Hulk, because I don't what other than that, like what was the main idea of She-Hulk? Like, what did we come away with other than those two things? And there's stuff like that, and it's like, if it doesn't need to be fucking made, like, don't make it yet.
Yeah.
Like, we got fuck, what was it called? Werewolf at Night. We'll probably never fucking see anything about that.
No. Yeah,
again. And it's like, that was good. Why aren't we doing more of that kind of stuff? And they're just like, oh yeah, well, we got She-Hulk. Okay. Yeah. So what if we didn't do She-Hulk?
Right.
Who's gonna be that mad about that? Like, even before it came out, like, nobody was pining for a She-Hulk show. If anything, we're like, can we please get a Hulk movie? Please?
Yeah.
Anything to do with the Hulk other than seeing him for 5 seconds in a show that's not about him?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like part of the thing might be because like previously it was just the movies, right? And like the movies are only what, like 2.5 hours max, like, and at the end of it, like, it always leaves you wanting more, right? Because you're like, okay, that was like 2 hours, but then it goes to the shows and you get what, like 6 hours like minimum of stuff. And like you pointed out with the Werewolf by Night special presentation, since that was only what, like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, I think, something like that, because we didn't get as many episodes, or it being drawn out like other shows and whatnot. I feel like that is why like people, at least from what it seems, most people liked it and want to see more of it, and I think that's what they're going to be doing now, at least based off recent comments comments by like the Disney CEO, with him saying like, oh, they're going to be like scaling back on like the TV shows and whatnot.
Yeah, but it also sounds like they want to spend less on it too, which is part of the problem.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know for sure, but I took it as
that's why they
like
do these episodic things, because they keep subscribers longer.
Right. Yeah.
Than like a hour-and-a-half feature presentation.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. But we'll see, because coming up here soon, we'll be talking about something related to the specials and how they might not be much of a thing anymore going forward. But yeah, I'm not
All
really
right, let's move
too.
it on.
I'm not too
Sorry.
worried about the MCU, like, the few, because it's as easy as it's, quote unquote, falling off the tracks. I think they can easily get it back on the tracks, but the
Let's hope
biggest
so. I hope
thing,
this isn't copium, dude.
right, dude, the biggest thing I think for me, and if you guys have any thoughts on it too, you can say it, but I saw someone say that like one of their biggest issues, it seems, with like the interconnectivity of like the MCU, at least like over the last year or two, is that they keep introducing all of these like new characters, right? That are only on screen, like, like very briefly, or in
Right.
just like one project or whatever. Like, for instance, just to name a few of the many examples, like Harry Styles' character at the end of Eternals, Eros, like Hercules at the end of Love and Thunder, Hulk's son at the end of She-Hulk
Fucking Hulk.
being introduced, like Dane Whitman, that one girl in Moon Knight. Like, they're introducing all of these new characters, and like, where are they gonna be like next? Like, it seems like they're introducing
Take your words, baby.
like,
Like, come on, man. We gotta get there. If they just keep being ass, we ain't getting there.
I don't know. It just seems like they're just throwing like too many characters out there, but because there's so much stuff that they still have to do that they've already planned, and they've already revealed, like, we're not going to be seeing these characters again for like 5, 6, 7, maybe even more.
If ever.
More years, exactly, if ever. So like, I just don't know. Like, I maybe they have a grand scheme, like a grand plan that I just, we just can't see, and it's gonna make sense in a couple of years, but it just doesn't seem like it's as connected as like the first couple phases were, but we'll see.
I have a
We'll see what
quick
happens.
question before we
Yep,
move
go ahead.
on. Do we know, is Loki season 2 being written by Michael Waldron?
No.
Fuck.
Yeah. They got
Eric
new writer,
Martin.
but I think he was.
Oh, he did one of the. He did the Nexus event episode, the 4th one.
Yeah, he was one of the writers on the first season.
I don't know though, dude, because Michael Waldron, he did the opening and the ending, and those were like the 2 best.
Yeah, he was the head writer, I'm pretty sure, whatever that means for the MCU. But I still think I still think they'll be okay, because like he was in the writers' room for like all of season 1, so I think he knows.
What's Kate Herron doing that she's not redirecting again?
Whatever she wants.
Nothing.
Guess, I don't
She's
know.
got nothing coming up.
Sheesh.
Fuck. Who's Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead?
They're Moon Knight, I'm pretty sure. They directed either all or some of the episodes, yeah, of Moon Knight.
Oh, between the two, like 4 or
5.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than that, well,
I think it'll be fine.
So I have, according to multiple different leakers, the next Marvel special presentation will be centered around the Witches Road comic storyline. It will also show how Wanda survived her apparent death in Multiverse of Madness. They claim this special will arrive at some point next year and will likely be the last special presentation, as Disney is looking to make less content overall. Probably a good thing for the amount of...
Isn't that the one where she has to like fix magic or some shit?
I have no clue. The only thing I know about it is the Witch's Road. It's like interdimensional space that like only witches can access, and like once you get to the end of the road, like any wish basically that you want can become true.
It says here, witchcraft is broken, and the Scarlet Witch is on a journey across the globe to fix it. From the back alleys of Manhattan to Greek Isles to Hong Kong, Wanda will have to face down her foes and find out who her true friends are. But as Wanda solves magical crimes and pieces witchcraft back together, the most important question remains: who is the mastermind that broke it in the first place? Oh, I know who. Mephisto.
Sheesh.
I was gonna say
Good.
Howard the Duck, you know.
Howard the fucking Duck. More like yuck. That's hilarious.
Howard the
I'm fucking
Goat.
out of here, dude.
And we're back.
I think I'm playing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I think it's more so just based off like the actual place, like in the comics, and not like a straight up like adaptation of like the story from that comic line. But like I said, I don't know for sure. I'd imagine just based off what Ben already pointed out, how it's gonna explain how Wanda survived death. I'd imagine like it's gonna be a thing where like she's transported there like right before her death, and like she has to find her way to the end, and then she basically wishes herself back to life. But again, that's just my own crazy theory, but we shall see.
So then we have from Scooper, can we get some toast? He has claimed that Echo will be getting a set of superpowers in the upcoming spinoff. Though ancestral tattoos, through ancestral tattoos that will apparently give her multiple different abilities. Huh. So is that like a human form of like Miss Marvel's bangle?
I don't know. I don't know what kind of powers she might have. How she gets the tattoos, what they are. I guess we'll have to wait and see when the show comes out, but
yes, sir. And then the last bit I have here is Insider Daniel RPK has backed up rumors that Daredevil Born Again will be split into two parts, and that the show is still targeting a TV mature rating. He further claims that the main villain of part one will be the serial killer Muse, with Kingpin presumably taking over as the villain in part two. Dang.
yeah, so
Move on.
if it's true that Muse is the villain, you definitely will not have to worry about it, about the show not being TV mature, because that guy is insane. Like,
yeah, well, we also got Carnage PG-13, so like, numbers.
Well, I don't know.
His name is literally Carnage.
Oh,
Josh.
I know. So basically, I mean, you're right. I mean, could they change the character and water him down a little bit? Sure, but in the comics, like basically, he's basically like a bloodbender from the Avatar series. Like he kills people, and then he like he makes like works of art out of like their bodies and like their entrails and whatnot. It's pretty wild, but yeah, long story short, if they stick even remotely true to the comic character, it's it's gonna be rated TV mature for sure, but we'll see.
And that's all I got.
That's all you got. All right, let me see here. So I'm going to quickly interject here with some Deadpool news, and then we will move on to what Evan has. But with that being said, there's a couple quick things. First of which, there are some new rumors going around that, despite previous rumors that Wanda is going to be, I guess, the main villain of Deadpool 3, that she's actually not going to be the main villain, but it will be another MCU 616 universe villain that we've seen before. So speculate as you will as to who that might be, if that's even true in the first place, because as we're about to talk about here on our next topic, you know, there's a good chance that Wanda, or at least a version of Wanda or a variant of Wanda, is going to be, you know, one of the main antagonists in the movie. But before we talk about that, I have to throw out the good old-fashioned spoiler warning, just in case, you know, some or most of this turns out to be true. But there was recently another Deadpool 3 plot leak over the last couple of weeks, and I think we talked about one on the last podcast, but pretty much most of, like, you know, the insiders and scoopers were basically like, yeah, that's pretty much fake. like, you know, there's not really a whole lot of truth to that. But this one in particular, at least most of the scoopers that I've seen that have talked about it say that it gets a lot of things right. So again, is that a confirmation in any sense? No. But, you know, it seems that has a little bit more credibility than the previous plot leak. So, of course, you know, just in case, I'm going to throw the spoiler warning out there. But now we will get into said leak, and I'm just going to go over like some of the main points of what they say, quote unquote, claims happens in the film. And you guys can say what you think after, if, you know, this were to be true. But basically, long story short, according to them, Deadpool uses Cable's time travel machine, goes back, rescues Logan, Wolverine, at the end of the Logan movie, like before he dies, and basically somehow uses it to make him younger and like healthier, I guess, from his like adamantium poison or whatever. And then he basically like takes Wolverine like to a bunch of different points through time. They get captured by the TVA, you know, for meddling with time. They end up getting pruned, getting sent to the void. You know, they fight because Wolverine blames Deadpool for getting them into the mess. And then they get offered a deal by a TVA agent who's like, hey, like, if you help us prune this kind of like rogue reality, we'll set you guys free, type thing. And that reality is the 838 universe that we saw in Multiverse of Madness. And apparently that version of Wanda basically went insane after she was like temporarily possessed by,
I think I remember this,
the 616 Wanda. And so yeah, like, she basically forms like a new version of the Illuminati, yada yada yada. They try to fight her, take her down, and then they end up somehow getting transported to the universe of X-Men 2 from way back in the day. 838 Wanda and like the Illuminati follows them there, and then like that's where I guess we meet, like, you know, like we've talked about, like some of the previous X-Men actors like coming back, and then they're gonna help Deadpool and future Logan fight Wanda 838 and, you know, her new Illuminati. And by the way, they also claim that her like new team of the Illuminati or whatever is gonna have some of the other Fox characters, like some other members of the Fantastic Four, Ben Affleck's Daredevil, Elektra, like those types of characters, I guess, are going to be on the quote unquote new evil antagonistic Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, basically, long story short, they have a huge battle like during the events of X-Men 2. And then, yeah, they end up winning, like Deadpool and Logan, obviously. And then the TVA basically says that, all right, we're going to send you back to your original timelines. But then Deadpool prunes their original timeline so that they can't send them back there because he wants to get sent into the MCU universe. So apparently that's, according to them, according to this leak, that's how he ends up in the MCU after, because he prunes his original timeline. So they can't send him back there. So they're like, all right, we're just going to drop you in the MCU then. But even more interestingly, though, the last point is this last sentence here where it says, alongside Deadpool, they also put the X-Men 2, like past Wolverine, future Logan, and 838 Wanda are also all transported to the MCU 616 universe at the end. So yeah, some wild claims. Obviously some wild things. What does that mean? If true, does that mean that Hugh Jackman is going to keep being Wolverine in the MCU moving forward? I don't know. But definitely some interesting claims in there for sure. But do you guys have any thoughts on any of that?
I feel like I've heard this before.
Like where?
Well,
on the podcast?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It sounds familiar.
I've never heard that one before. Has that rumor just started to surface of going around?
It's like 17 days ago.
Yeah, I read it somewhere. I don't know.
But that
it
seems like that's
correct, but it doesn't mean it is. But.
Right.
And
yeah.
right. And I can see that being very plausible for the character of Deadpool.
Right. Plus, you gotta think too. Like they weren't able to change anything with the script while filming, right? Because of the WGA strike. So even if this hypothetically is right for now, like once the strikes are over, like they're probably gonna do reshoots. Like they're probably gonna change aspects of the script since they couldn't while they were filming, right? So even if this is mostly right now, that doesn't mean it's gonna be right by the time the movie comes out, which, based off how it's looking, it might be a while before this movie comes out, but we'll see. But yeah, if this does turn out to be mostly what happens in the movie, I mean, I'm all for it because it sounds like some crazy cool things happen in there, but again, we won't know for sure until the movie comes out, but yeah. Alongside that, the only other thing I had relating to Deadpool 3 was, as I'm sure you guys know and have been waiting for, to talk about the set photos from, before they had to stop production, where we finally got to see, Deadpool's new costume, Wolverine's, actual comic accurate costume that we've been waiting forever to see. Some of those pictures are here. I'll pull up on the stream, but yeah, you guys got any thoughts on any of those photos you've seen going around?
I know we talked about it, but I mean, it looks cool. It's awesome. I was more hyped when it came out, but
yeah, for sure, it's been like 3 weeks.
Yeah, but no, I mean, it looks. I'm excited. I don't know what else to say other than like.
Yes.
I feel like I'm torturing myself by looking at shit like this.
Watching it, yeah.
It's like I'd rather.
You gotta wait. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, looking forward to it. And
I mean, the leak would fit. I mean, part of it at least.
Yeah,
because it would make sense why the 20th century logo is in the fucking background.
Right, with them being like in the void and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no, I'm just excited.
Same. All we can do is, pray that it doesn't get deflated severely, but that's out of our hands. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all I had to talk about relating to Deadpool 3 stuff. So you can take over, Evan, whenever you want.
You're really gonna give me the Marvels? Okay. A new trailer for the Marvels was recently released amidst rumors of another possible delay. It hasn't been delayed again yet, has it?
No, not officially, but
okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm as hyped for it as I was with the first trailer. Kind of letting it. I'm going in with low expectations.
Right.
Not like that it's gonna be bad, just like what it's gonna mean to the MCU.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like it looks like a solid flick, but I don't know how deep into the MCU this is gonna dive. And if it's gonna mean fucking anything, or if it's gonna be another Secret Invasion. If you can't tell, I have Secret Invasion bad taste in my mouth. So I was more hyped before Secret Invasion.
For sure.
That's all I had to say.
Yeah, I will admit though, honestly, the new trailer has me a little bit more hype for this movie than I was previously. Just like some of the action scenes, like seeing some like extended looks of that, and like seeing more of like kind of like the difference between like the three main characters, like the difference in like the dynamics of like their personalities and whatnot. I think it definitely has potential for sure to be, not saying it's going to be, like a game changing, just absolutely phenomenal movie, but I think at least based off the trailer, it looks like it'll be a fun movie regardless. But yeah, like I said, with all things, we'll see. We'll see once it comes out. But I definitely did like the trailer though, the new trailer, that is.
All right, well, let's move on to something a little more.
What did Ben say? What he thought?
I don't know. Ben, he didn't say anything.
About what? Which movie?
This guy, dude. The fucking Marvels.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like it'll be a fun story, but like, I'm just there to go along with the ride to watch the movie. I don't know. I guess we'll see what unfolds for the future for that, but
or he said what I said.
Sheesh.
So we're on the same page.
Exactly. All right, sounds good.
All right, well, moving on to something I actually looked through online. Concept art from a No Way Home art book has revealed that we very nearly get to see a more comic-accurate costume for the Green Goblin and Doc Ock. Also, one with Mark 6 armor for some reason. It also revealed that what Tom Holland's symbiote suit could have looked like in a future film. I mean, it looked like a symbiote suit, black suit.
Yep.
I won't be excited until I fucking see it on the screen. But I thought there was some cool like ideas and stuff in it. Some of the Doc Ock like classic costumes, they were obviously funky because it's a funky costume.
Right. Yeah.
But some of them didn't look too bad.
Yeah.
I'm happy with what they went with though.
Oh,
I
for
did
sure.
Like the long hair bearded version.
Oh yeah,
like
I did see that.
I like that. But I don't think it would have fit the story the way that the one that we did. As for Green Goblin, there was some pretty cool, there's some pretty cool concept art for armor and shit. But man, why the fuck would he have Mark 6 armor? That shit got destroyed in Iron Man 3.
Yeah. I mean, it's concept at the end of the day, obviously. Like,
for sure, yeah.
They probably weren't like seriously considering it. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, this makes no sense, but it looks cool. Go make something that makes sense.
What do you think about the one? Hold on, let me just scroll through for anyone that wants to see the rest of them. But what do you think about the Green Goblin one, where he has like the hood and like the ears and like the mask? The one that's like
Have to wait for
a little bit more. Well, I had it up there originally, but it's once it catches up, it's the one on the right. That at least that's the one that it seems like people are talking about the most online, saying that they would have preferred that look in the movie.
Nah, I don't think so. I like what we got.
Yeah, I mean, sure, you know,
What we got makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it looks a little bit more comic accurate, but I think they could do it a lot better.
Would be the question.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Get all that shit. Because they're playing with the continuity of the other movies, and if he comes over to this universe, supposedly from the Sam Raimi universe,
Yeah,
where the fuck did that come from?
exactly.
He didn't make that. He didn't make that here. He's been here for like 2 hours tops.
Yeah, I don't. Who knows how they would have done it?
I mean, it looks cool. It looks a little bit too much
sure.
like Call Obsidian to me, but or not Call Obsidian.
Wait, was it
fucking Magic Dude?
Yeah, I know who you're saying. I know what you're talking about. Wait,
I don't remember his name.
Oh, I thought you were talking. I thought you were talking about the guy with the spear.
Nah, he looks like the Magic guy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The Squidward.
Yeah, Squidward. Yeah, he's got like the face and the hood. And actually, no, the guy with you're right. The guy with the spear. I don't know why I thought of the Squidward. I'm thinking of the guy with the spear.
Okay, I see. That's why. Yeah, that's what I thought you were talking about. Because I was like, yeah, he does kind of look like him, but you know, I'm with you. I I like the version we got.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, concept art's always cool.
For sure.
Well, not always, but it's good to get.
Yeah. Well, all right then.
All right. Well, we'll move on to something that nobody should be surprised by. Kraven the Hunter has officially been delayed till August 30th, 2024. Vision, wow. Venom 3 has been given a release date of July 12th, 2024. And Beyond the Spider-Verse now has been officially delayed indefinitely by Sony. So we weren't going to get that for 4 years anyway, so we'll see what's wrong with 7, dude. We'll wait till Elder Scrolls 6 comes out.
Sheesh.
Just kidding. That's not coming out for like 20 years. But yeah, it's not surprising with everything that's going on. Even like movies that are done, because they're not done. Like, they might say we're done filming. Yeah, but you got post-production where you got to fucking refilm shit. Like, we know how it works. But I mean, I'm not upset about Kraven or Venom. I'm upset about Spider-Verse 100%. Yeah. But I mean, I can wait to watch Kraven and Venom 3.
Yeah.
How could they make that so they make most of their production time for reshoots and then editing that the movie's not going to end up terrible?
Well, they don't know, so. Honestly, like, reshoots mean you weren't comfortable with what you started with and what was finalized, which is always a red flag. Because it's one thing if you're reshooting for, like, it'd be easier for the VFX department, or like this would fit the story better. But if, like some of these reshoots, they're reshooting like a third of the fucking movie after principal photography. And it's like, you really gotta. That's why you gotta have a solid script. You gotta know what you want before you film it. Like everybody's gotta work together. The DP, the directors, the writers. The fucking gaffer. Like, everybody's gotta know what they want, because some of these movies, by the time they get to post production, they're just like, man, that just doesn't look good, and this doesn't make sense. And if only we thought about this before. But I mean, Venom is a mid series. I'd like it. I like it, but they're mid.
True.
Like, they could be so much better,
True.
and they could be so much worse. Like, they're mid. Craven looks
it's not a
mid.
Morbius.
Craven looks mid. But I'll give Taylor Aaron Johnson the benefit of the doubt that maybe at least his character will be good.
Right.
Because I tried to do that for Morbius.
I was going to say
I was
that.
fresh off the heels of like the fucking Joker. I'm fresh off those heels, and I'm just like, that's probably not gonna be good. Now if that movie came out after Blade Runner 2049, I'd probably be a little more like, oh, okay, Morbius might be okay because he did good in that 15 minutes he had in that movie. But yeah, 2 mid series, and a goated series is what I'm worried about. Is that Spider-Verse?
Yeah, unfortunately, I was surprised about the official delay of the Spider-Verse, but I will say I am surprised that they delayed Craven as much as they did, because it's supposed to come out in October of this year and they delayed it till August of next year. And I mean, we just got a trailer for it
because they know the reaction.
They know it's gonna be.
They're like, let's use this time to think of something that might be better.
I mean, maybe you might be right. That might be the approach.
They're honestly probably putting in Morbius to Craven right now.
Yeah. They're like, remember, everybody loved Morbius.
Imagine Imagine they're just like, all right, dude, we see all these people complaining about it online. We're gonna give them something to complain about. We're gonna use this time to put Morbius in there. We're gonna
accidentally make a good movie.
Yeah.
By trying to make it bad.
They try to make it so bad. They try to make it so bad that it's just actually just like a fun movie.
Good.
Yeah.
That's like a meta fucking story about like the industry.
Sheesh. But yeah, that was the thing that shocked me the most. Not saying I'm like looking forward to that movie or anything, but I was just surprised that they delayed it so much. But
moving on to another story. Nice segue, you like that? Moving on to another story. Sandman actor Thomas Hayden Church. Nobody calls him Tomas, but he claims he's heard rumors that Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire might be in early stages of making Spider-Man 4. However, many insiders have since said this is not true. Because, it would give me hope.
Give you hope in Sony.
Yeah, if Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire are like, all right, let's make a 4th one, I'd be like, okay, as long as they're doing it, this should be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's not happening right now, I mean, it's not to say that it could never happen at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Before we get that, though, we need a 3rd Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I'm sorry.
True, yeah.
Like, there's so much that could be done with that, because they kind of, like, completed Peter Parker's journey, sort of, in Spider-Man 3.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
He came to a conclusion in a character arc. I mean, you could obviously add more, but like, the character arc that he started in the first movie was clearly over with.
Yeah.
But, like, there's so fucking much that they could do, especially with what happened in No Way Home with the Amazing Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield, and obviously he's willing to get back in the suit because he fucking did it.
Oh, for sure.
He had a good time. So,
well, didn't they originally plan the Amazing Spider-Verse as like a 4-movie thing?
Yeah, well, they also wanted to do the Sinister Six after 3 movies.
Right.
Or 2 movies, sorry.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, they had planned it for 4 movies, but they stopped at 2. So obviously, like, they were nowhere close to like wrapping up like the story. That, not saying that was the right story, that they should continue that story. I'm just saying, like, adding to what you said, that there's still a lot to be told, I think, with his take, his version of Spider-Man, but we'll see. Yeah.
All right. Yes, we will. Moving on to the DC news and rumors.
Mhm.
A new and final trailer for Blue Beetle has been released online. Warner Bros. Reportedly were considering delaying the film due to the strikes, but recently decided against it because they need money.
Yes.
And we watched it when it came out, and we both thought that, for the most part, the CG looked miles better.
Yes.
Other than the fucking what he sees in that goddamn suit, it did look better.
Yeah.
But it still didn't look right. But on the note of Blue Beetle, Zack Snyder has also shown his support for the movie on Twitter. After many of his fans claimed they would not be seeing it or any other DC movie that Snyder is not a part of, which is fucking wild because those were okay. It's like, we don't want anything better than okay.
Oh man, dude, I just had
everything I'm hearing about the Superman movie sounds good. We don't want it. Why not? Because it's not Zack Snyder. It's like, bro, he was okay. Like,
dude, I had to put this in here because it was so funny. Because there's literally like a trending like hashtag movement on Twitter like a week before this, and like so many quote unquote like Snyder super fans were like, because it was after the Blue Beetle trailer came out. And they were like, bro, this movie looks terrible. It's Zack Snyder's not on board anymore with DC. Like, we're not seeing anything anymore. And then, you know, he comes out with, hold on, I think I'll scroll down so you guys can see the actual post that he made. But yeah, as he said, looking forward to taking my kids to see Blue Beetle. Representation matters. And then the Blue Beetle hashtag. And then after this, like literally all the same people that were like basically just absolutely trashing on Blue Beetle, saying they weren't going to see it. They were like, and it was funny because I saw like some tweets of like people pulling up receipts. And it was like the same account. Like they would say, they said that before, you know, Zack Snyder posted this. And then like the next day after he said this, they were like, oh yeah, Blue Beetle literally looks like the only good DC project coming out like anytime soon. I was like, dude, this is so funny to see him switch up like that after their savior Zack Snyder said he was actually looking forward to the movie. But I just thought that was a funny turn of events there. Very ironic, but that's basically it.
Well,
that's the story.
It's not surprising. People.
Oh yeah, people are wild. Yeah.
Which is fucking crazy because, like, yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League was better than what they initially put out. I will 100% agree with that. They're still not like great movies.
Yeah.
I like Man of Steel.
Yeah,
but it's not a great movie. It's just not. It has emotion. It has a story that matches the emotion, and that's one part of making a great movie. But it doesn't have everything.
Yeah, I think like the portrayal of Superman could have been more accurate, essentially.
For sure, yeah. No,
but I think that's what we're getting.
Like, Batman version of Superman.
Yeah. But by all accounts, it sounds like that's, you know, we're going to be getting a lot more comic accurate take with James Gunn's version.
I'm so excited for all Legacy, that shit, dude, which is crazy because I didn't think it'd ever be.
Yeah, dude, people are like, people are actually insane, dude. Like, after like the casting, which we're actually going to be talking about here in a minute, but like the casting announcements recently for Superman Legacy, like everyone was just like trashing like the casting choices, like saying like the movie sounds like it's gonna be terrible because like there's gonna be other superheroes in it and it's not gonna focus on Superman. I'm like, what? Like,
what are you talking about? That is literally the opposite of what James Gunn has said.
Yeah,
he's like, they're going to be part of the story that isn't an already existing world. and the fact that they fit the story, and that's all that it's about.
Yeah. Like,
And I don't know.
it just doesn't make sense to
I
have.
said that about Guardians 1, so
True. It just doesn't make sense to have, like, you know, your character in a world where superheroes have existed for a long ass
and like
time,
motherfuckers bitch about that shit all the time.
and then they what?
When
They're not going to show up.
Like, no.
Like when there's a threat. When there's a threat to one of the biggest, you know, fictional cities in DC, when there's a threat, like these heroes are just gonna like leave it be and not show up. Like, no, come on. Like it'll be fine. I think it'll be good. But anyways, we'll get into more of that stuff though once the topic comes up.
That also avoids the fact that it feels like most of those are perfect castings.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But I don't want to read this.
Sheesh.
Oh man.
I don't want anything to do with Aquaman 2.
Yeah. Here we go. Let me guess. Reshoots?
Yeah. The Hollywood Reporter claims that you're actually like spot on. The Hollywood Reporter claims that Warner Bros. Denied a request for 2 days of reshoots on the Blue Beetle film, but gave the okay for Aquaman 2 to go through 3 different rounds of reshoots. Fucking cool, dude. Can't wait for James Gunn.
Dude, they have literally and it's exactly like you said earlier, Evan. No, it just sounds like so.
For as much as I like Jason Momoa,
but
the fact that Amber Heard's still a big part of the movie blows my mind.
Yeah, well, it's that plus I mean, come on, dude. It's like you said earlier. You're not going through 3 rounds of extensive reshoot. Like, we're not talking about like a day of reshoots like 3 times. Yeah. Like they've literally changed like half of the movie 3 different times, and you expect me to believe that this movie is gonna be good? Like, no. It's unfortunate because, like you said, like I'm a fan of Jason Momoa as well. I'm a fan of James Wan.
I think he's a really good Aquaman. Like, he brought a little. Like, I didn't think, when I thought of Aquaman before, I didn't think of someone like Jason Momoa, but it fits. Like, he fits that character. Like, it's different, but like it's a good different. But man, I could not give 2 fucking shits about Aquaman 2.
I know.
Which sucks.
I mean, all we can hope for is that they give him a chance to play Lobo in the DCU and all as well.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. We'll forget all about it.
Yep. It's like it's never happened, but
man, that's not surprising, but still disappointing.
Yeah.
We'll move on to something a little more optimistic and ready for the future.
Yes.
We had mentioned this a couple times, but James Gunn has confirmed more castings for Superman Legacy that include Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific, Nathan Fillion as Green Lantern Guy Gardner, and Anthony Carrigan, which is fucking dope, as Metamorpho. Those are all fucking great castings.
I know.
Like, I don't know who the Isabella girl is.
She, we talked about her before, I think. She was in Dora, she was in The Last Night Transformers movie. She's been in a couple things, but really she's well, I'll tell you guys after the podcast. I almost just doxed us, but I'll tell you guys later.
Oh, okay, I see what you're
yeah.
But yeah, no. What I'm most excited for, 100%, is Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, easily, but also Anthony Carrigan as Metamorpho. That is a great pick.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
I'm excited for that. For those who don't know, he plays NoHo Hank in Barry, which is a great show that you should watch if you haven't.
Yes.
Now that it's all wrapped up.
It sure is.
That show made me think about like who would be like a crazy but like ironically like great pick for a Silver Surfer. it's nobody that's in the show, but it made me think about like comedians playing serious roles.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Carrey. I think Jim Carrey would be a great Silver Surfer in a Silver Surfer movie where we see him before he's the Herald, and then we see him after he's the Herald, because he can play both. But
Right.
like, how strong of an emotion would you feel seeing a discontent and alone and totally non-bothered Jim Carrey? Like that, I don't know. Like, it's just something you don't expect, but something that would work, I feel.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Especially if he's like, more like jovial and like, lighthearted, like before he becomes the Herald, right? Like showing like his life,
exactly.
With his family and like on the planet, and then, he's forced to basically be, to serve Galactus for the rest of his life. Yeah, just scouting out planets so that he could just destroy it and everyone on it. But
yeah, because you can tell, like even in interviews, like he knows that feeling, and like he would 100% be able to portray it so well, and he's up for goofy roles, kind of like that. I mean, he played fucking Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah,
in Sonic,
like that's true.
But that was just a little side note. I was thinking about that the other day. When I saw a Barry ad, I was like, "Oh man, he'd be a pretty good pick for the Herald of Galactus Silver Surfer."
Yeah, that would be interesting for sure.
Yeah, like I would 100% put butts in seats.
Sheesh.
For a Galactus movie or its show, or it honestly it'd probably be a special presentation.
If they still do them. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I get what you mean.
Things that are working. Why would we still do that? Moving on. Unless you guys got anything else to say about the castings.
Oh no, I'm good. I will add one thing too. It's kind of along the lines of what I said earlier too, about people were complaining that like James Gunn was just like stuffing like too many like heroes and characters in here, like for the Superman Legacy film, because previously, I think we also talked about the rumor that some of the members of the Authority were also going to be in this film, and they're going to basically be like the antagonists, I guess, of the story. There is a rumor that James Gunn, or like, someone at Warner Brothers intentionally spread that misinformation, and that it's actually this team of heroes that like go up against Superman in the film instead. But again, that's just a wild rumor for now. But I did think that was an interesting theory. But
I see a fucking trailer,
right,
in 2 years,
right, exactly.
That's not surprising though.
Sheesh.
Oh, I didn't know this. I'd actually be down for this. Scooper Jeff Snyder claims that one of his sources told him Channing Tatum is being sought by the studio to play some role in the DCU, most likely as the Green Lantern Hal Jordan. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I think
for
so
sure.
too.
I think he would play well off of Nathan Fillion for sure. I think he's a good age for it too. And I'm sorry if Idris Elba doesn't play. I can't think of his name.
Jon Stewart.
Yeah. If he doesn't play, I'm out, dude. Like he's like the guy for me.
Dude, that would be the GOAT trio right there.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying, dude. Like that perfect casting for all three Green Lanterns, which I think is a good move to have multiple Green Lanterns, because that's how
for
it is
sure,
in the
yeah,
comics.
yeah.
It's a core of, it starts off as just one Earthling, but like there's a whole core of them, and I'm certain like as soon as one Earthling would become part of the core, they would start recruiting other people from their planet naturally. But yeah, man, I can't. Oh, if he was in the fucking Green Lantern show, all three of them would be crazy, dude. Because they're all three like great actors.
I know.
And like they could play off each other so fucking well.
Yeah.
But he probably never will be because he played was it Deadshot or Deadeye or whatever the fuck his name is.
Oh, and Suicide Squad. You're saying like because of the continuity he wouldn't, or
I just don't think
he would do
James
it again.
Gunn would do it.
Oh, I see.
him,
I see.
But I hope he does. That'd be
I mean,
awesome.
he does. He does have a habit of reusing actors
True.
from previous projects,
but not technically like in that same
right, yeah,
vein as a previous DCU project. Like he's obviously using MCU people, and others as well. But
yeah, for sure.
I need Idris Elba as Jon Stewart.
Because
that's my offer. That's all you're fucking getting.
Well,
James
wait,
Gunn.
wasn't Nathan Fillion was in Suicide Squad, wasn't he? He played what's his name? I'm gonna forget. Hold on.
I don't remember.
Hold on a second. Let me see.
And which Suicide Squad?
The one that James Gunn did.
Okay. That one was just Suicide Squad, right? The first one was the Suicide, or was it the other way around?
Yeah,
what a fucking nightmare.
He was in that. He played the detachable kid, that guy with like his arms.
Yeah, the guy with the arms.
Yeah, he could like detach and like float in the air. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So there's hope. There's hope.
Bring him back. Idris Elba, Jon Stewart. Petition right now.
Yeah, dude. Not even my hype levels, but hype levels for that show, the Lantern show, would go through the roof if they got Elba and Channing Tatum as Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. It's just too good not to do, but and I guess also, I don't know if we talked about it, but at least right here in the title of this article, I guess Snyder also said that he's heard Nicholas Hoult is now out of the running for Lex Luthor as well in Superman Legacy, after he just missed out on playing Superman as well. So yeah, feels bad, man, in the chat for Lex Luthor, for Nicholas Hoult, because he's actually a good actor, but he's been just barely missing out on so many roles over the last couple of years.
What do you mean? He played Beast.
Well, over the last couple of years. But yeah, hopefully he gets his time to shine sooner or later. But
on the last thing I have here, recent fan art depiction of what Jensen Ackles could look like as Batman has sent fan castings into overdrive. Bro, you know me. I'm already on that fucking hype train.
It's that
Jensen
same
Ackles or fucking no one or Robbie Patty, dude. That's it.
Yeah, it's that same. It's that same image that I sent you guys the other week.
Gotcha.
That same fan art. Yeah. It just looks too good, man. Like we need him in the role, man. Please, James.
Please.
Yeah, that'd be sick. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll probably be a while, honestly, before we find out who he casts as Batman. But
maybe at next year's Comic-Con. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say
could be.
There
very well be. Don't say that. Don't say that, dude. But yeah, you might be right based off how things are going. But anyways, yeah, there's just a couple video game related things that we will go over very quick, and that'll wrap up the podcast. But starting off, obviously there was that story trailer that Insomniac released for Spider-Man 2 at Comic-Con a couple weeks ago that I'm sure we've all seen. Looks phenomenal. I literally could not be more excited for this game than I am already. But interestingly enough, there's been some rumors going around that Insomniac is secretly working on a third Marvel video game alongside Spider-Man 2 and the Wolverine game.
Wolverine,
Um,
yeah. Gwen Stacy.
you mad? Like, sheesh. I mean, it might be. It might very
Or
well
a
be,
Venom
but
game.
yeah. So that the Venom is it seems like it's like kind of half and half because like some people are saying they're pretty sure it's a Venom spin-off game, and other people are saying it's gonna be like a multiplayer like exclusive game. So like I especially if it's Marvel, I don't know. Is that like an Avengers game, like an X-Men game? Like I don't know. Like if it's multiplayer, what that would be. But unless they're, making another Spider-Man game where you can play as like multiple Spider-Men together or something like that. I don't know. That'd be pretty sick, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. That's just the rumor going around right now is that they're secretly working on a third game. Which, I mean, if that even is the case, we probably won't know for some time still
What if it's a
as to what it is.
Spider-Verse
But
game?
yo, that would be
And it
that'd be
ties
pretty
in
crazy.
to the movie, and that's half the reason it got super delayed.
Sheesh. Honestly, that's possible. That's very well possible.
Anything is possible.
But anyways, yeah, it's just I guess another game of theirs to look forward to, I guess at the end of the day. But yeah, moving on, I guess according to like a job listing from I can't remember what studio it is, but it's the EA studio that makes the Jedi Survivor games. They basically made a job listing all but confirming that they are in like the early process of making a third Star Wars Jedi game. So,
Oh, of course, it makes them too much money.
as we all expected, yep. That well, even before they made the first one, I'm pretty sure they said they intended on making it a trilogy, but
Yeah, whatever makes them money.
sheesh. But yeah, that is mostly confirmed now, I guess, to be the case. And lastly, a new EA studio, I think it's like literally like their latest studio that they added, EA studio that is called Cliffhanger Games. They announced that they're developing a Black Panther
What did Cliff do to
game.
you, dude?
What's that?
I said, what did Cliff do to you?
Oh,
The cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
But isn't there already a Black Panther game being made?
Like
With,
the
like, Black Panther
with the
and
one with Captain America, yeah.
Yeah.
We really need two?
So I don't know. I think that one isn't that like World War II or something like that, like set during World War II.
Sorry.
Well, no, I'm
One's a set Black Panther game, and the other one's a present time Black Panther game. Get
Well,
the look out of here.
Once you finish that one, the sequel will be the modern
we're
Black
making
Panther.
another one. You guys like Chadwick? Too fucking bad. He's gone. This is what you get.
well, that's the thing people are concerned about with this game is because they didn't clarify whether. So there's like two theories going around, right? Like one scenario is like T'Challa is like the main character of this game, right? And you play as him as Black Panther, and the other, I guess the other thing it could be is that you just like make your own character, and that character becomes Black Panther. And people are like really against that because they're like, bro, like
I'm the Black Panther.
we want to play as
I'm the
T'Challa,
Black
man. Like we don't want to make our own character. We want to play as T'Challa, I guess. But so yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do that. At least in terms of that. But I guess the biggest selling point is like Wakanda is gonna be like fully explorable. It's gonna be like open world, like narrative driven type game, I guess, that takes place in Wakanda. But I don't know. I mean, obviously it's like super early in development, so we didn't get anything in terms of like gameplay or anything like that. But I guess we'll keep an eye on it. It's see how it goes, as more information and eventually gameplay comes out for it, but we shall see. But yeah, that's all I had for video games for pretty much everything. So, do you guys have anything else?
Yeah, Harry Potter fact. That's gonna be a quick one for you, because I'm still fucking mad about it. Did you know that most Harry Potter fans fucking don't consider Cursed Child canon at all?
Oh, I knew that.
Okay, hey, I'm just letting you know, because I was on the Harry Potter forums earlier and on Reddit, and it came up, and it sparked it in me again. I was just like, man, like, but like, you gotta think about it though, like, what series does the audience just totally negate one of the fucking books that the author actually wrote? Like, unanimously.
I was just gonna say, for someone that hasn't been keeping up with the books or movies, I would think if all the other stories were made by or J.K. Rowling's came out with every one of them, I would consider it canon.
Except for Cursed Child.
I mean, I would consider that canon too. I don't know what the fuck goes on.
Nope.
It's by the same person.
I always forget this. Did J.K. Rowling actually have like any?
Yeah, she fucking wrote it.
Okay,
she wrote it with the screenplay with somebody else.
Okay, I see. It's
they released the book as a screenplay, right?
Well, it was a screenplay released as a book.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, because it was meant for playwrights, to Broadway and all that kind of shit.
Right,
but man, none of the characters make any fucking sense. She throws the rules out of the fucking window for the 7 books she already wrote. Harry, Hermione, and Ron aren't even the same fucking people. Like they don't have the same fucking reactions to things. Like they just don't have the same, like, they're not the character. Right. And like that's why Harry Potter fans don't like it, because 1, doesn't make fucking sense. 2, we never fucking wanted it. And 3, it doesn't make sense. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I read through the whole fucking thing, like, hoping it was a joke. And like by the end of it, like, something is gonna happen where it all makes sense. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't make sense.
It's kind of like how I don't view the sequel trilogy as canon in the Star Wars series. Imagine. But no, I'm actually somewhat serious about that. But
it's me mad thinking about it. It's like the Avatar movie. It's like, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's all right though. They're coming back with the Avatar Studios, and they're gonna gonna make it right.
Let's hope fucking so. Let's also hope the Harry Potter show is good, but I have my reservations on that. Because that's what I've hounded for years.
True.
But it's the fact that, alright, now you gotta do it. Now you gotta fucking pull it off.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. But I guess time will tell.
Alright, dude.
Whether they can.
Say a different 3 lines, man.
Can't do. That's my catchphrase.
It's gonna be radical.
Yeah, dude, add that one to the repertoire.
Yeah, let me write it down.
Fucking radical.
Let me write it down. I'm
bringing it back. Dude.
I'm just gonna have a list of sayings like on my desk right here. Like, so anytime I go to say like only time will tell, I'll be like, oh, hold on, let me look and see what else I can say. It's gonna be radical instead.
Bingo, you said it.
Oh man, but
hit him with the totally tubular too, man. Come on,
dude. Sheesh, now we're going.
You're pushing it.
Well, with
all
that
I
being
got.
said, yep, I think that is going to wrap up the week's podcast. And yeah, we'll probably see you guys 2 weeks from now as to what
Wait, what's
you
2
can
weeks from?
expect. 2 weeks from now is
I might have to do it on the road.
sheesh.
The 12th through the 15th, we're taking the camper to other place by where we live. I'm not doxing me.
Okay. Yeah, no worries, no worries. We'll figure something out.
I'll say 2 hours south. That's
Alright.
that could be anywhere.
Exactly. Watch, like someone's like
okay.
someone's like pinpointing our location now
Oh,
after
you're
you
going
said
down to Nevada? You son of a bitch!
that.
So that means if we started at 9 o'clock, you'll be 2 hours away. So realistically, you're not going to be able to catch up to the podcast until 11 o'clock. So
That is how that works.
yeah.
You got it, man.
All right, I'm not even gonna try to comprehend what Ben
Yeah,
just said.
Yeah.
But yeah. With that being said, we'll see you guys then. And as to what you can expect us to potentially talk about is anyone's guess, because
Yeah,
I have
dude.
no idea what. Well, oh well. Wait, does Blue Beetle come out within the next week or two?
I don't know, man.
Maybe.
Anything after my on-call week was just like I couldn't see the future.
Oh,
so, like,
I
it
gotcha.
didn't
I
exist.
gotcha. But yeah, Blue Beetle might come out between now and then. But again, like we said at the start of the podcast, like as long as the strikes keep going on, like it doesn't seem like, there's much of any like real developments or news, in the movie TV industry to talk about. So we'll see.
Ninja
We'll see what
Turtles is this
happens.
Friday.
Oh, I
Oh
forgot
yeah,
about
that's
that.
true.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I heard the early
good.
reviews for it are really good.
Looks genuine.
Yeah.
And then
Hard to
so if we did the podcast 2 weeks from now, that following Friday is Blue Beetle release. So we'll have an
I
episode before
see.
that.
Okay.
Well, I guess depending on what comes out, maybe we push it a week or something.
Yeah,
If
especially if there's
like,
not
there's
like a whole lot
nothing.
of
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
We'll at
dude,
least be able to talk about the fucking movie.
are you guys going to the theaters to see Meg 2?
Bro, I saw the trailer for that when I was watching Oppenheimer today. I'm like, they made 2 of these?
Yeah. You know Meg is real, right?
Okay.
Shut up. There's 3
I-
of them. There's
I'm
3 of
pretty-
them, dude.
I'm pretty sure there was one extra in that film that was in the trailer that was hanging 10 on his surfboard saying, "This is radical," before getting eaten by the fucking
Yeah,
Meg.
it is literally just like a montage of just people getting eaten by a giant shark. I'm just like, what is this movie?
Yeah, we're possibly going to see a beached Meg.
I'll beat you off any day.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Wanna
Well,
beat
And
you
on
off
that
right now?
note,
we beat our way off this podcast.
Whoa. Who said anything about beating off, dude? I'm saying beat you off.
and on that note,
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
on that note,
You
we'll
have to
see it.
beat me off before you beat him off.
We're signing off, man. We're signing off.
Goodbye.
No, but for real, we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Crack an egg and beat it.
Beat me off, dude.